Hey everybody, welcome to Geek Addicts. Hello everybody and welcome to Geek Addicts, the pop culture podcast where what happens on night shift stays on night shift. I am Bill and this is Matt. How you doing, Matt?
Oh, I'm doing just great. Just trying not to freeze to death in this fucking snow hell.
Yep, it is we haven't had a winter like this in a while, so it's kind of like people forget how you function.
Yeah, yeah. We're running out of wood, which is not good. So I have at least a whole another month of bullshit to fucking deal with before we can stop burning in the wood stove.
Yeah. I got my heating bill like a week ago and I was just like I hate this. I hate
Yeah,
everything about this. Um, and I have it super low too. Like I'm like my house is sitting at like 60 for the most part,
that's fair.
and it is cold and miserable. But
Yeah. Okay.
that's New England life.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Fucking. Oh, it's the 1st of February today. I was about to say January, and then.
No, it's February. I don't know how that happened. It's a short February, so at least it'll be by quick. But
I mean, every February is short.
true, but it's an even shorter February.
Um. So I don't remember if I mentioned it before, but Cindy and I started watching JoJo's together.
Nice.
She's she's finished part one. She's on part two now, and she is just like it's funny as fuck, dude. Because like she's literally pausing it like every couple minutes to freak out about something that's happening on the screen because she's just like, "What the fuck is happening?" It's so funny, but even she has acknowledged it's one of those things that like it's driving me nuts, but I can't stop watching it.
Yeah, I'll get there later this year. I'm still in anime detox right now. So
I gotcha. Well, see, like I don't mind watching things like if it's something I've been wanting to watch with Cindy, like yeah, I'll watch that or whatever. But as far as like my personal watching, like I haven't started any of the current shows yet.
I finished Spy Family. That's officially done. I'm
Mhm.
sad it's over, but that's done. Um, Still watching Vigilantes.
Hmm.
Very fun. Um, I started the first three episodes of the new Jujutsu Kaisen season, and I think I've officially just come to the determination that I don't really like Jujutsu Kaisen that much.
Yeah, it's. I definitely think it's overhyped. It's another one of those ones that definitely wouldn't be as high up if it weren't for the incredible visuals.
Oh, the animation. So I watched those first three episodes. The animation was fucking beautiful. Like voice
Yeah.
acting is great. Like everything is in order. But I'm just like watching and I'm like, I just don't care. Like I'm
Well,
just
that's what
like,
I'm saying. Like it's a similar thing with that's why like whenever people like tout Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen as being like some of the greatest stuff of all time, I'm like I don't get it
well, the thing
because
about Jujutsu Kaisen that bothers me is season one was really good.
Mhm.
Like season one was super compelling. And season two started really good and then just got depressing as fuck by the end of it. And I'm just like at the point now where I'm like, I just don't care anymore. Like like it's just it's I think it's literally the perfect example of like the phrase too bleak stopped caring.
Mhm.
Because it's just kind of there and I'm like, that's cool, I guess. Like apparently these first three episodes were what was essentially that movie that came out recently, and I'm like, damn, if this was the movie, I understand why it got horrendous reviews because this was boring.
Well, yeah, people are fucking sick and tired of recap movies that end with like a new episode. Like it's getting old.
Well, at least with the solo leveling one, those first two episodes of like season two were fucking great. It was worth the wait. But like these episodes, I was just like, what even is this? Like, this is
Right.
so.
Well, it's just the whole concept. It's like I'm not trying to pay $20 a ticket to watch fucking an hour and 20 minutes of stuff I've already seen, and then an extra 20 minutes of stuff that I haven't seen but is going to be on streaming within like a month. Like it's just, am I really
Yeah,
willing to pay $20 per person just to get a sneak peek at something that's coming in like a month anyway?
some people will. Some people will.
It's just
Um,
crazy to me. Like I can't. I didn't even do that for Daima. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Especially now knowing like how those first two episodes were. Like that would have been such a boring like
mm,
you know. Like maybe if they had done it for like the last 5 episodes of Daima, they just put all that out at once in the theater. Like that would have been cool, especially with like the big like twist towards the end. Like that would have been cool, but like, nah, I'm all set.
yeah. Even the Kaiju number 8 one was kind of like, whatever. I mean, Hoshina's Day Off was really funny, but like, was it worth watching the recap for?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel that. Especially since Crunchyroll just put Hoshina's Day Off as its own separate thing on,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
Which is funny because they put the movie up too. They didn't even put the Soul Leveling movie up, which was pointless. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't
interesting.
know. But no, I mean, I'll get into it eventually because I know Trigun got started their dub. I think there's like one episode out for that. We're still waiting on Oshinoko.
Yeah,
Um,
we're still waiting on how that's even going to work because
I think
there's
I think just about everything has started their dub at least by this point.
well, Freerin got announced that it was starting yesterday, and then like within 24 hours they were like, it's delayed a week. Sorry, just like okay, cool.
Or whatever. We kind of forgot to continue watching. Like Cindy only has like 3 episodes left, and we've been watching JoJo's instead.
Yeah, no, I was just laughing because it was like, ooh, cool, Freerin's out. And it's like, nope, never mind. Pretend you didn't see that.
Well, it's funny because Free Run is like we watched the first half of Free Run just like normally, and then the second half we've been watching it as like Cindy works on puzzles because she's been getting really into puzzles lately.
Hmm.
Um, and we're all out of puzzles, so we haven't watched it.
Fair.
But Cindy and I have both been getting really into Hades this past week or two.
Nice.
Um, I've been playing more than she has, just out of like I've just had more opportunity than she has, but she has been enjoying it a lot. I have made it to Hades like 3 times, but I keep getting like I got really really fucking close to beating him one time, and then he fucking pulled out this big ass laser beam and just fucking destroyed me in one hit.
He does that. Yeah.
But I was real fucking close to beating it.
um, I finished the first season of Superman and Lois finally.
Oh, there you go.
That what's funny is I put that show on as just like background fodder because I was like, I just want something nice in the background. And then I forgot how fucking like addicting that show gets. Because I was like, fuck, I'm like into it. I gotta see what happens next.
Yeah, I'm on season 4 Arrow, season 2 Flash, and season 1 Supergirl at the moment.
Okay, so you're still in the good territory on all those shows.
Yeah, but it was funny because I was watching Flash, and so I couldn't remember like the order of events for Flash, and like I started watching season 2, and it was like how the season 1 ended with like the singularity that
Yep.
formed, and then like they were like, oh no, at the beginning of season 2, they were like, oh no, the black hole that showed up like a few months ago like caused all these breaches to another world. So now all these like super villains from another version of Earth are coming over and starting shit.
Yep.
And they're like, "Oh, we figured out how to like, track them all down. Like we can pretty much like, use computers to sense where all of them are." They're like, "Oh, how many are there?" It's like there's 52 breaches. It's like, "Oh,
Yep.
you're being fucking cute. You're trying to be fucking cute right now." I see.
Hmm. Yep.
Go figure. Because that would have been like right in the middle of the new 52, right?
Near the end. It was getting very close to the end.
Was it? Because I thought didn't start in, like the late aughts.
So New 52 started 2011 and was
Oh,
done by 2016.
oh, so it was a short run.
Yeah,
Okay,
New 52 was a the New 52
I
is
thought it was
fucking
longer.
it felt longer than it was. It was only like a 5 year, 6 year thing, like 5 year thing, but it felt like an eternity. Like that's how badly received most of it was. Like
All right, but it was still in the New 52 territory, so that's why they did that. I
A-
see.
Arrow and like Flash started during New 52. That's why when Wally shows up in the Flash show, he is like a weird amalgamation of the two different Wallys because they weren't really sure what they were doing there yet.
Well, it was kind of funny too because I remember them like now that I know a little bit more about like the actual history of it, they kind of like referenced that whole bit where Wally was the Flash because there was a point where Barry Allen got like I don't know he was like trapped in the Speed Force or something, and I think Wally was like the Flash for the time that he was gone. And I remember being disappointed because he wasn't like because I'm pretty sure that season had ended with him going into the Speed Force to like I don't know Loki the fucking thing, and in the first episode of the following season, they got him out. I'm like, I kind of wish this had lasted longer. Like, I kind of
That
wish there had been more time of him being trapped, like stuck there, and Wally just being the Flash and having to figure shit out. Like that would have been way more interesting.
See, there's a great comic book run that kind of is exactly that. It's called the Flash run from the 80s.
Yeah, well,
Wally
I'm
West
just
Flash.
saying. I'm just saying in general, like yeah, obviously like Barry's the guy in the show, but like
I know. It's just kind of funny the way you said that. Like, oh, it's almost like this is Wally's Flash run from that ran throughout the 80s, 90s, and early
Well,
2000s.
I would have liked to see more of that in the show though. Like, and then like when he got out, he like had amnesia, and didn't remember anything, and that only lasted like an episode. I'm like, what? Why are we speed running this? Like, this should be like the story for this season.
Yeah,
Should,
well,
like it should be like half of the season should be like Barry's just not there, and Wally and crew are just having to figure shit out. And then the following half should be he's back, but he has amnesia and has to like relearn everything. Like that would have been way more interesting.
it would have. The problem is Grant Gustin was under contract, so they had to use him. Basically,
They could have used him in flashbacks or something.
yeah, it's harder when it comes to stuff like that, especially when you're the main. Like, you can't just like tell the main to go away for a season unless it's written in the contract. So
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I don't know. It's just one of those things I was thinking about because I haven't gotten to that point yet, obviously, but I was thinking about it because I like that around that point is about where I kind of forget. Like that's about as far as my memory goes
yeah.
for the Flash. Cause I know I watched more than that. I just don't remember much from after.
See, those shows have that weird shift where like they start out very New 52 coded, and then once they hit Rebirth, where like they released where the New 52 ended and they started reverting and fixing shit. Like the shows kind of have this tonal shift where they're not really sure what to do anymore.
Hmm. And that's the comic that the Compact is doing for Flash this year, right?
No. The
I thought that
compact.
was.
This is where things comics are dumb. There's two Flash rebirths.
Oh, okay.
There was the original Flash rebirth, which was about Barry coming back to life and like reintegrating him.
Why would that be the first one they do for the Compact comics? That doesn't make any sense.
No, that's why I don't even think it's rebirth. I think it's actually the story immediately after rebirth. I don't even think rebirth's included in it from
That's
reading
so
it.
weird.
No, it's a really bizarre choice because it's not even a popular Flash run like the one that they're picking. Um, but ignoring that though, yeah, the first Flash rebirth was like in 2009, and that was when Barry came back, and they had to reintegrate him into the lore, and it was an okay story. It wasn't anything special. The second
Yeah.
rebirth was part of there was an entire initiative called DC Rebirth, which was we're sorry that we fucked up the New 52. Now we're gonna just fix it with this one big storyline that involved Watchmen, and like Dr. Manhattan was the one who did it, and like a bunch of convoluted shit that was kind of unnecessary. That's how they brought original Wally back, where he was trapped in the Speed Force the entire time, apparently.
Uh,
Yeah, it's confusing, and it took like it took a good almost like 10 years for them to fix everything and bring Wally back as the main Flash.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was a point where Wally was like stuck with the Titans for the most part, and then he got Dan DiDio, who's famous, was the publisher of DC at the time, famously hated Wally West and any legacy character. Like his two most hated characters were Dick Grayson and Wally West.
Mm-hmm.
You know, two of the most popular characters in DC lore. There's a reason why that guy got fired.
Yeah, isn't it funny how like people like that tend to get these like high positions where they can make those kinds of decisions? It's just like, why are you going out of your way to spit in the face of everyone who reads these comics?
Like the problem with him was he was a Silver Age fan who wanted everything to be like the Silver Age, so that's why he brought back Hal Jordan, brought Barry back, like made all these changes that really added nothing and just convoluted stories, and then when they did, go on.
Sorry, so for like the old Justice League cartoon, which Flash is that?
That's Wally.
Oh, okay.
Barry was dead from 1986 to 2009, 10-ish, around there.
Okay. That's interesting.
To be fair, though, Wally's characterization in Justice League is kind of a mix of Wally and Barry, because they have Wally be a scientist at one point, and that was Barry's thing.
Yeah, because he's a CSI, right?
Yeah, sort of like that. Also, his characterization is heavily based off like early Wally, where he was kind of a douchebag more than anything before he actually went through character development.
Oh yeah, he was drag racing in the show before like he got involved in all the Flash stuff.
Yeah,
which makes sense. Just like, oh, gotta go fast, you know.
Yeah, but yeah, there was a whole there was like during Rebirth, the point where Rebirth really started to like fall apart for a while. There was like they had this whole event called Heroes in Crisis, which was supposed to be like a murder mystery kind of thing, but it also had they were trying to talk about the psychological effects of superheroes and stuff, and it was a story that started out kind of good and then became like one of the worst things DC's ever released. But the way they ended it was they revealed Wally was a murderer, which let's just say it pissed everybody off. And it took 4 retcons to fix this because they fucked it up. So like they retconned it once to make it slightly less bad. They retconned it again to make it even less bad a third time. And then finally they just made it like it was never Wally at all. It was this other guy.
Like it was Clayface. Clayface did it. That's right.
It was actually a Speed character. I don't remember. It was dumb, but it was like, why did they do this at all?
Yeah.
But yeah, Dan DiDio thankfully finally got fired like in the middle of COVID. And what's amazing is there was a bunch of creators that swore they would never work at DC again, and then the second he got fired, they all magically came back, including the GOAT, Mark Waid. I'm just saying. Convenient. Right. Like,
so on the subject of comics, though, I did I used some like Fetch Rewards and stuff, and I ordered I think 7 or 8 new comics.
Oh, nice.
I've gotten a few of them. Some more are supposed to come today, but I ordered All-Star Superman.
That's a good one.
Batman Court of Owls.
That's a good one.
American Vampire, Watchmen, and V for Vendetta for the DC comics.
Okay.
And then what was it? I also got so Cindy likes to listen to a lot of true crime, and there's this dude that she listens to a lot, Mr. Ballin. And he recently started putting out comic versions of some of his stories. So I ordered one of those for her, but I'm gonna read it too. And then I also got the big like all-in-one omnibus for Joe Hill's Lock and Key.
Oh, cool.
So I'll be reading that pretty soon. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, when you get Watchmen, we'll have to do an episode on that one eventually, because that is an experience.
Yeah, it was one of the ones that like I saw that they had like the full thing for, and I was like, yeah, I should probably Should probably get that. It's one of those ones. I never watched the movie. I never read the comic. Like I really don't know much about it, so I'm interested to check it out.
It's interesting. Interesting how the compact's going to handle that because that is a very dense book.
It's like 400 something pages.
Even I have the full size, and even that's big. So we'll have to see.
I didn't know until recently that V for Vendetta was a DC comic. I didn't even know it was a comic. I just thought it was a movie.
It's technically a Vertigo comic, but they're owned by DC.
Gotcha.
I have never read V for Vendetta. I don't actually think I own it. Now that I think about it, I should probably track that down.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll be reading it at some point in the near future. But yeah, I was like really debating. Like, I didn't know which ones to go for. Because
next time you're looking, I highly recommend Superman Birthright.
Okay.
That is Mark Waid's take on Superman's origin. It is very good.
Okay. Yeah, because I wanted to get a Superman. Well, I went on Reddit because I was looking up like which compact comics I should get, like which ones are the best ones. And also Superman was brought up a lot as well as Court of Owls.
All-Star Superman is the perfect standalone Superman story. I don't think it would be a good Superman continuity-wise, like as the main Superman, but as a standalone, like self-contained book, that is a perfect story.
Well, that's kind of how I'm looking at all these books. Also, American Vampire. Well, the reason I ended up deciding on that one specifically is because I was looking at the credited writers, and Stephen King is one of the credited writers for that comic. So I was like, all right. And then I actually like learned a little bit about like what the story was about, and it's about like the roughest, toughest gunslinger in the Old West becoming a vampire. I'm like, all right, that actually sounds pretty fucking cool. And if Stephen King's writing it, like there's going to be some Roland in there, so that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to reading that too. But yeah, I was like really on the fence. Like, there's a bunch of other ones that I'm interested in. Like, I want to get obviously like when the Flash and the Green Arrow ones come out, I want to get those. But I also there was a bunch of other Batman ones that I was interested in. I wanted to read the Joker one. I don't know like how the Batwoman one is, Batwoman Elegy. Have you read that one?
Never read it, but I've heard great things.
I don't really know much about Batwoman, but I really like her look.
Depends on the writer. That's all I will say.
I really like her look though, because she looks like somewhere between she looks like the Batman Beyond version of Batgirl. And it's pretty dope.
Batwoman is a very interesting character. She is always usually stifled by like terrible writing teams, but when she has a great writing team, from what I've heard, very good. The closest I've read with her is she was in the early Rebirth Detective Comics run that James Tynion did, and she was really good in that. So
yeah, but no, I'm definitely excited to start cracking into some more of those. I'm almost done with the first Apothecary Diaries book. I got like 70 pages left or something, and holy crap, like a lot is stuffed into each of those books. Because I actually I went onto Netflix and I was looking at like the episodes of the show, and I was looking back at the chapters because a lot of the chapters are just episodes.
Yep.
And that first book, the first novel for Apothecary Diaries, is half of season 1.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's the first 12 episodes, just all in one book. And like, when you think about like just the sheer amount of books that are out, because here in America, they've released, I believe, 10 of them so far, but I believe 16 have been written. That's a lot. That's a lot of material. Like if like this much is in each book, like half a season's worth is in each book, Apothecary Diaries is gonna be running for a while.
Well, that's another crazy thing. Like, because I was like Fragrant Flower, that has like 20 volumes.
No shit.
And we're only
at how fast paced it is. I wouldn't expect it to be a longer one.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I think volume 11 comes out at the time of recording up Tuesday. We don't even have half. We only have like half of them over here now, as of now. And I think the author did say that the ending is coming, so it's going to be over soon. But there's a ton of that show.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to cracking into some more comics. I'm glad I got like a decent little backlog of them going. And they're cheap enough where I can just grab one every now and then. It's not like, not gonna break the bank.
Well, I mean, $10 for like a fucking full Watchmen compact is pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. There was a report. There was a report that came out recently that like basically was like highlighting how DC is eating Marvel's lunch right now, and I'm just like, well, yeah, because DC's actually doing competent shit and like letting their characters evolve and stuff, plus the compacts. Which I saw then an argument there. Someone was like, "Why hasn't Marvel gotten in on the compact trade?" And then someone was like, "They did. They butchered it. They didn't do it well at all."
Well, I was gonna say like they are kind of doing that right now. There's like 7 of them out.
They're like those mini things, but they're not really compact. They're still kind of big. And they're
the ones I saw were up around the same size. I thought.
I looked at them side by side, and they looked like one of those like children's like comics, like the ones you'll find in like the Scholastic section. They're like kind of like half size.
Mm-hmm.
They looked around that size, and they were like $15, and I'm like, that extra $5 makes a big difference.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I might still get just like the Old Man Logan one, just for shits and giggles.
Oh, I mean, if you're into it, that's perfectly fine. It's one of those things where I'm like, Marvel's just kind of doing everything wrong right now. And I'm waiting for the switch because they can't both be. There's never a case where both are good. They're always either one's doing better than the other, or they're both just equally mid. So,
well, I think at this point, Marvel is just kind of like, all right, we're kind of like dropping the ball in the MCU now. It's like, I guess we should try a little bit harder with the comics, and now they're apparently not doing great with that. So,
and then they decided we have this cool Ultimate line, which is like these new fresh takes on all these characters that are completely standalone without all the continuity, and it's doing really well, making numbers, and we're just going to end it.
About right.
Why? I don't know. We're just gonna. Meanwhile, DC's doing the Absolute line, which is basically the same thing, only DC's version, and it's fucking killing it. And it's actually making their main line stronger because they have to actually try harder. And now we're having like good stuff all around, and Absolute ain't stopping anytime soon. So
I'm glad DC is doing well right now, because that's always been a universe I've felt a closer connection to. And now that I'm actually getting into comics, it's nice. It's nice to see.
It's nice. The only downside to DC
Marvel's been dominating for so long.
Yeah, which is hilarious too, though, because like and manga's killing them regardless, and even then they're still losing to Scholastics. Yeah, because Scholastics just kind of owns when it comes to comics, even though they're like this unsung hero that no one really knows about.
But yeah, it's going well. It's going well.
Well, we are 20, almost half an hour, and we should probably start our segment. We've got the great Urameshi and Friends Power Hour. And I have to say, this should have just been a fucking either a season or a movie, because my God, this episode was also equally a mess.
Yeah, there was a lot going on in this one. And like, I don't think it was as bad as episode 2 with that.
It wasn't as bad, but it was still disjointed as fuck.
But there was some parts that I liked a lot. Like, there was a bit towards the beginning with Sakio and Tarukane where he's just like going on about how like, oh, I always win every gamble I do, and then he picks up a 6-shooter and he puts 5 bullets in it and plays Russian roulette with it and fucking wins. It's just like, okay, that was some of the most gangster shit I've ever seen.
Yeah. So this episode was essentially the start of the Dark Tournament, as I guess.
Yeah, because they do say the word tournament at one point. I'm like, it's not. It's literally like the last round of the tournament. They're literally setting it up to be that.
it is the most heavily abridged Dark Tournament ever, which is
Yeah.
saying something because the Dark Tournament is kind of stretched out and overstays its welcome at times in the original show.
Mhm.
But this somehow managed to be heavily truncated, but also feel like dragged at times somehow.
Well, we had like the really long fight situation here, but at least we had like multiple fights being
Oh.
split between.
This is my favorite shit in this episode. Like, we'd be in the middle of like the Kurama fight, and then it would just cut away for like 20 minutes. And then we come back and it's like, oh, nothing's happened. That's fun.
Yep. He's just really hurting. Also, I'm really disappointed that well, it's a 5-episode series. Kuwabara doesn't unlock his spirit sword until episode 3. Doesn't use it at all in episode 4. Like, so what? We only get to see him use it one time. Like,
I have to say, there was a moment in this episode that made me laugh out loud for all the wrong reasons.
was it when Keiko punches him in the nuts?
No, I was just more like, that was more of a case where I was just like, okay, whatever. No, the scene when they're all walking together towards like the tournament spot, like all 4 of them, and I'm like, this is adorable. The cosplayers are trick or treating because they look so stupid next to each other. Like, I was like, because there's a point where I'm like, these costumes are really good, but when you actually put them all together, they look fucking dumb. I was
like
like,
Power Rangers.
like, especially because like they're really trying to match like the style and like the walk, and I'm like, they're doing a great job, but they look like cosplayers. Like, it is so bad.
I mean, oh god.
I found that way funnier than I should have. I was like, trick or treating.
So Karasu is still as creepy as he was in the anime. Like,
Yeah.
he just comes out of nowhere and just starts like feeling Karama's hair, like, like what the fuck?
What'd you think of Kurama's demon form thing?
The Yoko Karama form, I'm not gonna lie, I was not a huge fan of the look.
It was accurate, but it's one of those things that just looks better in animation.
Well, it's one of those things, like, it wasn't entirely accurate though, because like in the anime, it was very clearly like, this is a different person. And here they just took the same actor and just put him in a different outfit. And like, because the whole thing is like, Yoko Karama's supposed to be like twice his fucking height and like, you know, super skinny. He's supposed to have like this kind of like ethereal look to him. And here he just looked like a furry.
Yep.
Like I'm pretty sure I've seen this dude like around.
See, I saw that moment where that was the moment where I was sitting there going like, this is why we're never going to have a live action Inuyasha. Like, this is why right here.
Well, see, that's the thing is if they took the time to do it right. I mean, if One Piece can work.
One Piece also probably had way more budget though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you just need to have the right people behind it and the right budget to match. But like, I could see Inuyasha working, but they'd have to really like pull out all the stops to make it work.
Yeah, and I don't see it getting that kind of budget. So
I just don't think it's. I don't think it has enough.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't.
General attention to warrant a live action at all.
It
Which
is like
unfortunate because it is a good series, but
Inuyasha is massively popular, but it's like got this popularity group that doesn't talk a lot about it. They just kind of exist in a bubble.
yeah. So, how did you feel about like the effects throughout the Kurama and Hiei fights?
They were fine. The plants looked okay.
There were some bits where like the CG was like super obvious, like when the death plant comes out of him, and you see the flames like coming out of his chest. I'm like, that looks superimposed over like it.
Yeah, I mean,
I did like the effect of like showing the inside, like the roots, like inside his body. Like that was a cool effect. I like that.
It was cool. It was just another case where I'm like, a lot of these things where I'm like, there's a reason why they do this in animation because it just works better than whatever this was supposed to be.
Yeah. I did like the effects for like the bigger plants that come out, and he was Yoko Kurama. Like those looked good, or at least better. I'm still undecided about how I feel about the Dragon of the Darkness Flame.
Why does it pulsate?
Well, I mean that I can kind of get because it's fire. You know, it's supposed to be constantly in motion, and you know, it's a living flame. So I mean that makes sense. The demon tools, there was just no excuse. Like there was no reason for those to be pulsing. But with this, it makes sense because it's a living being made of fire. So I could give that a pass. But like the I don't know, just like the black fire effect with like the white accents to it, just I don't know, it just looked weird.
Yeah, it was kind
The
of.
makeup department does a great job because those burns look fucking real.
They did. It's weird. Like there are moments where I was like, "This looks great," and there's other moments where I was like, "This looks like shit."
This is one of those things where I think the practical effects did way more work than the CG did, and I wish that a lot more of it had been practical.
Is it bad that I forgot completely that Keiko was kidnapped?
No.
I was just like, I mean, she's in jail. I'm like, when did this happen? And I was like,
can we talk about her for a second though? Because
sure.
like, she does more in this episode than she does in the entirety of the anime.
Yeah, like I love the Keiko Yukina scenes are hilarious. I was like, can we just get more of this? Like these guys are funny.
Yeah, right. Because we had that whole scene of like Keiko pretending to be like having a seizure or whatever in the cell. It was like a classic move, classic escape routine. You know, the dude obviously falls for it. Yeah, she falls for it, and then like she puts him in like this fucking headlock. And just fucking like knocks him out, just like fucking choking him out. Like, holy shit, dude! Like this is the best version of Keiko we've ever had.
Yeah. Well, I've heard in the manga she's somewhat better than she is in the anime. The anime does her dirty. Apparently.
Not by much. Not by much. I've read the manga. It's not that much. This though, like, because we had that whole scene, and then like where they're sneaking around in all the tunnels and shit, like. And like, you know, they have to keep like dodging around people, and then they see the shadow and they're hiding behind the corner. And her first instinct, like they're not gonna like try and run away. Like she waits there and she nails Kuwabara right in the nuts, like a full on like she swung her hips into that punch. Like she fucking went down. And I love that he had his like love at first sight moment while he was still like cringing in pain over getting hit in the nuts.
Like, funny, getting hit in the nuts, he almost sounded like Chris Sabat, like ugh.
Yeah, right.
I will say though, when she runs into Yukina, at first my first instinct once again was like, who the fuck is that? And I was like, oh right, her. Keep forgetting that's her.
It's kind of like the main reason why everybody's there.
Well, her design in the anime, she's got a ponytail, and they just said fuck it for this and didn't give her one. So every time she pops
she had a ponytail, but she also had like other hair that wasn't in the ponytail that was coming down around it, so that could be why you didn't notice it.
I didn't even see it. That shows just how odd. Like every time she showed up, I'm like, "What's Botan doing here?" I'm like, "Oh, that's not her, right?"
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, they do both have similar looks aside from just the blue hair. They both have the kimonos. They both have like their eyes are a little bit more closed than everybody else's. You know.
Also, she was shorter in the anime. Like she's a bit taller here, so she kind of just mixes in with everybody.
Well, compared to Kuwabara, they're both still pretty short.
Yeah, well, Kuwabara's just huge in general.
Yeah. Which kind of makes you wonder about Kuwabara's taste in women.
He's a weird guy.
Awkward. It's a little awkward. And it really annoyed me that when by the way, like it dawned on me that those like demon dogs are supposed to be like Byakko the White Tiger's like, you know, when he pulls out his hairs and they turn into the big like demon beast. That's what those are. It just dawned on me as far as watching it this week.
Yeah.
But when they encountered that and they were like running from it, and Keiko was doing the whole like banging the pipe on the ground to get its attention, and like they were running around and shit, and I was just like, just fucking do your spirit sword. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Well, what was all that training? What did you hit that rock all those times? Bro? You hit that rock for like a month, bro, to get that spirit sword. You're just not going to use it.
Well, you see, when Keiko punched him in the nuts, it totally reset him back to factory settings, so now he doesn't remember how to do it anymore.
I'd accept that better than any excuse they could come up with.
Probably. You know what this arc it was missing?
Was that
we needed that irritating as fuck announcer from the Dark Tournament.
Which one?
Both
The
of them.
bloodthirsty one or the?
They're both pretty bad. The first one, I guess.
I don't know. I like her. I like the whole just yeah, it's blood.
It's just annoying. It's like, go away. But now I miss her because she brought levity.
Yeah, right. You just make jokes about it.
Also, we talked about it earlier. Kuwabara's sister's just not a thing in this, right?
No, she just doesn't exist.
Okay. Well, I guess her whole subplot was unnecessary in this version, so.
No, we need more. I feel like they gave any scene that she would have gotten, and they gave it to Keiko.
Well, Keiko needed to do something other than get the shit slapped out of her by Yusuke. So.
I was saying, again, Keiko fucking she was the MVP of this episode.
Yeah, she did stuff more than she ever did.
Yeah, and she's just a regular ass human running around, fucking doing all this shit. It's crazy.
She's just in the anime. She's a straight up liability during the Dark Tournament. Because literally, they're trying to escape, and it's like, Keiko, snap out of it. Bitch, slap the fuck out of you. Wake up.
I will say I did really like all the villains' looks. I feel like all the villains really nailed it. Especially, I really like Bowie. Bowie did a very good job because he looked the part, and the way that they implemented his fighting style, where he was just pretty much Broly essentially.
Yeah.
But he was doing these shockwave punches that I didn't notice the first time I was watching it. I was like, that was a really cool move. It kind of because they didn't have the space or the budget to really show the kind of shit he was doing in the anime, but even just doing that really conveyed just how strong he is.
Yeah.
And then so we had that one scene towards the end where it was after they had dealt with the demon dog thing, and then they encounter Elder Toguro, who's just fucking tiny. He's smaller than the girls. He's fucking tiny.
Which wasn't that the implication of him in the original, but it just didn't come off the same way.
Well, no, because the thing is he looked tiny in the anime, but that's because he was always standing next to his 7.5 brother. He was literally right on his back all the time. But
they had to adjust that for live action, and it just comes off weird because you're never gonna pull that off in live action.
Yeah, but they clearly CG'd him to be smaller, and it looks super weird. But he's also it's just another one of those examples of how fucking the Japanese are just fucking incredible when it comes to horror. Because when Kuwabara hits him with that pipe, and it just kind of sinks into him, and he sucks his face into his chest cavity.
Yeah, that was fucking violent
to the side. Yeah.
I was I'm sitting here watching this. I'm American shit just doesn't go this hard, ever.
That was that was just crazy. I feel I feel like I'm forgetting something. No, maybe not. But
this one,
it's
I was gonna say this episode literally just kind of ends, and the second the credits showed up, I was like, oh, that's it.
Yeah. Well, it was one of those it's the penultimate episode. They're setting everything up for the big final fight at the end.
Yeah.
And I don't remember how they're gonna handle it, because at this point, Hiei and Kurama's fights are both done, and they're limping their way towards whomever. I don't know who they're going towards. I'm assuming younger Toguro, because it's the stronger of the two, but I think Kuwabara needs some help, but they're not doing too good, so I don't know how much help they're gonna be. But
yep.
Man, this show gets really brutal sometimes out of nowhere, and it's just fucking insane.
I mean, the Yusuke getting run over by the truck kind of sets the tone for this show right away.
True, but then when Elder Toguro gets hit with that pipe, and he just starts fucking demon morphing around it, sucking body parts into himself and around it, holy shit, dude, that is fucking uncanny.
Yeah.
But all told, I still think episode 2 is the worst out of this whole set of episodes that we've seen.
This one had more moments that were good.
Yeah. I mean, it's not to say episode 2 was bad. I just feel like they should have changed up the order of events so that the fight was the end of the episode.
Yeah, the pacing for the show is all over the place.
And I mean, I guess I won't really know until he goes all out, but I still don't feel great about Toguro's power up, like how he like he's like, oh, but he used so and so percent of my power, and then he bulks up. Like it's just an awkward like, bloop, you know.
Yeah, unfortunately. See, in animation, they could make him look like that fucking abomination by the end of it. And in live action, it's like, I don't know how they're gonna do that without making it look dumb.
I wonder if they're still gonna do that. I don't remember. Because I watched this right when it came out. I don't remember very much from the end. So
I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad.
well, I mean, it's also one of those things. Like I pretty much watched it in one sitting. You know, when you binge watch a 5-episode series in one sitting, it's easy to forget things after 2 years.
True. I just don't see that being handled well, but we'll see next week.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna end up being a group fight, but I don't fully remember.
So Kuwabara gets to do something, hopefully.
Let's hope.
Because he's literally done fuck all this entire show, other than punch a rock.
He's gotten hit in the nuts and he
punched a rock.
And
saw ghosts.
He saw ghosts and he tried to put out a fire. That was about it.
Poor guy gets done dirty so often.
Yeah. It doesn't matter which medium we're in. He's just constantly getting done dirty.
Yep.
But yeah, we got one more to go.
Yep. But anyways, moving on now to our topic. This is it's gonna be a very different episode. It's kind of a more lighthearted, relaxed episode for our standards. We're talking about. We've alluded to this in the past many times. But we used to work together. Years ago. It's been years now. Jesus.
Yeah.
And weird shit happens at work in workplace environments, and I thought it'd be fun to share some of those weird stories because that place is closed now, so I think statute of limitations is up.
Yeah.
But
I'd say so.
yeah. This was kind of a half request, like from some friends, because I'd been talking about some of these stories in a friend's server, and I had mentioned I should honestly just do an episode where we just go over some of these because they're pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't have a ton from when we were working there because I kind of stayed in my bubble when I was there. There's a few things from previous jobs though, like aside from that I could touch on.
I guess I'll start because have I ever told you about the saga of the Dunkin' Donuts up the street?
No, I don't think so.
I'll start with that because this place during night shift, this was like an ongoing saga. Like this for the 2.5 years I worked like the graveyard shift.
Mm-hmm.
I would go there every day, like for coffee before work. Which in hindsight was really expensive. I don't know why I did that, but that's besides the point.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that place had a turf war?
No. Was it with the other Dunkin' Donuts that was down the road?
No. It was even better. It was the Dunkin' Donuts and then the convenience store.
Oh, really?
They hated each other. and they made it very clear that they did not like each other. So I would see the ongoing saga of that because I would go buy something from the convenience store. They would shit talk the people over there loudly. I feel like, what the fuck's going on here? I'm sure the subway, which was closed at night, was also involved, but that's besides the point.
That's crazy.
So the first real moment where I realized shit was fucking wacky there was I show up one night and the lady at the counter is ultra paranoid. She is freaking out. And I'm like, everything okay? And she's like, I don't know, man. I got a bad feeling about tonight. Something bad's gonna happen. I know it. And I'm just like, it's okay. I'll have my coffee, please. She as I'm leaving, she's like, stay safe out there. And I'm just like, okay. I show up the next day. The front windows are all smashed up. The place is taped off in spots, and it's still open, but I'm just like, what the fuck happened here? And the place is trashed. Apparently, a bunch of teenagers showed up with airsoft guns and just shut the place up.
Jesus.
And then left. Didn't take anything, didn't steal anything. Just caused violence and then left.
They broke the windows with airsoft guns?
Yeah, and like
I didn't
smashed
think
it.
airsoft guns were that strong.
They can be. It was either that or BB guns. I'm not really sure. They were like some like non-lethal gun that was just like
Either way, honestly, like I wouldn't expect a window to be shattered from either.
yeah. I mean, I didn't ask the full story. They just claimed it was BB guns, and I'm like, maybe they bashed him in with something. I don't know. But
Maybe, I don't know.
I show up and I'm like, what the fuck? And I go over to the counter, and she just looks at me. She's like, they came, and I'm just like, it's like okay, coffee please, and I'll be leaving now. Thank you.
Oh my God.
That happened. There was also the night where I went in and then I walked out after getting my coffee, and the entire parking lot was full of cops, and they were busting some guy for drugs. I don't know why they needed 12 cop cars, but they had them.
Oh, you'd be surprised, man. You'd be surprised.
I just remember. I always remember that though, because they were blocking me in, and I was like, "Sir, I have to leave, go to work." And they're like, "Well, you can wait." I'm like, "How long is this gonna be?" And he's like, "All right, fine, I'll move." I'm just like, "Okay," so I could go to work. But that happened. There was a streaker once.
Oh,
Like I was parked in my car, and all of a sudden, a girl with no pants on runs by, and I'm just like, "I saw that, right?"
was she like purposefully streaking, or was it one of those situations where, like, for whatever reason, she just didn't have pants?
I don't know. I didn't stay to find out. All I know is she ran through the store and then left into the distance.
Oh, she was going through the store. Oh, okay, so it was purposeful.
Yeah. All I remember is I was like, "The fuck?" Like, okay. By this point now, my brain's starting to like just become like whatever to this whole thing.
Yep.
The bicycle drug deal was funny. I was parking there, and there was that one spot right on the end where it would always have someone in it. And sketchy things always happened with that because I got out of my car and I see a man on a bicycle, like not a motorcycle, like just straight up pedal bike, comes from the distance, runs up to a car, money comes out the window, he throws a baggie in and then just pedals off into the distance. And I was just like, okay, bicycle.
Please tell me he had a bell.
I know, right?
He just rolls up, ting ting.
It was just it must have been like timed. I just remember looking and being like, what the fuck? Like, okay.
That's crazy.
And then
what did he look like? I might have known him.
I don't remember. It's been so long. He had a big jacket on too, so I couldn't even see really. And then what else? Oh yeah, then this one was great too. One of the ladies that worked there, like she must have just been having a bad day or something, and like she was like the Joker, one bad day moment.
Yep.
I show up and like she's not behind the counter. She's at one of the little tables chatting with one of the regulars who was there every night, pounding a beer. Straight up pounding beers. And I just remember being like, I walk over and just kind of look, and she was shit talking like the build company, like the building, everyone in there. The second I walk over, she just sees me, immediately stops, gets up, makes my coffee, and then just says it's on the house, and then goes back to fucking just raging and pounding away beers. And I was just like, I hope everything's okay. And I just walked away. Come in the next day, there's no one there. She never showed up again. And I walk over to the convenience counter. I'm like, Dunkin' Donuts open? They're like, oh yeah, no one showed up. I'm just like, oh, okay, I guess I'll take this energy drink then.
That happens. That happens.
There was also the night when they flooded the building out with like the mop bucket because it spilled and it just went everywhere. And I'm just like, oh, that's great.
Jeez.
There was a domestic like incident happening out in the parking lot one night, like screaming and yelling, and I'm just like, don't have time for this. someone call the police. Hopefully, I let them know inside. I don't know what they did after that, but and the two Patriots fans hugged when they won the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's nice. That's a nice
2017. The infamous the Ravens one where they like were losing and then came back with like that miraculous comeback. I had it on the radio because by that point I had to know what happened. And the second they won, two random guys pumping gas in two different pumps just started hugging, and I'm like, okay, I guess they won.
People take sports real seriously,
especially New Englanders.
Yeah,
but we're also the biggest fair weather fans you'll ever see.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, yeah, that Dunkin' Donuts is fucking wild. Like so many things.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like a lot of the stories I have come from like when I was working retail,
Hmm.
like retail and like customer service. Because like I was at Burger King, Dunkin' Donuts, Cumberland Farms. Like those were all like the main places I worked for a while. I remember this one time when I was working at Burger King, managed to prevent a kid from getting his ass beat because I was laughing.
That's fun.
Because all right, so there was these two. There was a kid in the front, Nick, and I was in the kitchen with this guy Darius that I used to work with. Good dude, really solid dude. Um, and fucking, it was like super busy. It was like dinner rush and everything, and fucking, I don't know. Nick must have just been having a bad day or something. I don't know 100% what his deal was. Maybe he just had some issues or whatever. But he kept like getting more and more frustrated, and eventually he keeps going over the thing, being like, "How long on Whoppers? How long on Whoppers?" You know, like just kept asking over and over, and it got to a point where Darius was just kind of ignoring him. He's just like, you know, going about his thing, just doing whatever. And at one point, like I don't know, he just like snapped, and Nick just like took off his headset, and he ran up to him, and he got like right up in his face. And for context, Darius is like 6 feet plus, like he's pretty tall, and Nick was like maybe a little bit taller than me. And for context, I'm pretty short. So like, you know, it was a pretty big difference, but he like got right up in his face. He was just screamed, "How long?" And
Sure.
fucking like I see the look on Darius's face, like, I'm gonna beat this kid's ass. And then like he looks over at me and I'm just dying laughing, and all the tension in Darius just broke. He's just like he just started laughing. It's just like, and it was just like because I used to hang out with Darius like after work and stuff. We'd like go hang out, smoke, or whatever. And he told me like, dude, if I did not look over and see you laughing, that kid was going to the fucking hospital.
Jesus.
It's just like I don't know. It's just like something about it just broke the tension. It's just like, all right, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, just nothing like a good laugh to like completely just break up like psychotic behavior like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. It was pretty great. I used to steal a lot of food there because like I worked there. I worked there like consistently full time for about a year and a half right out of high school, and then I had moved in with a couple roommates for a while. And at that point, I was working full time at Dunkies, and I was doing part time at Burger King. So like at that point, like I didn't really care about the Burger King job. It was 2 nights a week. It wasn't really like it helped a little bit, but like I could easily find something to replace it if need be. And I would just like the 2 nights a week that I would work there, I would like this big fucking Burger King bags, the ones that are like fucking like twice the size of like a Walmart shopping bag.
yeah.
I would fill like 3 of those every night that I worked. I just bring all that food back to my roommates who are all fucking at home, stoned out of their minds. Like I remember just when they were doing the French fry burger, and like my roommate fucking loved the French fry burger. I'd have like a whole big one would be full of burgers, a whole big one would be full of fries, and this is the kicker: a whole big one would be full of Hershey pies. I stole so many fucking Hershey pies, and like if we needed something in the house, like we're out of toilet paper or we're out of like coffee or whatever, I just fucking like because the only place in the store that didn't have cameras was the storage room where they kept all the coffee, the toilet paper, and all that shit. So I would just fucking fill my bag.
Yeah. Let's have cameras everywhere except the most like susceptible place. That makes sense.
Yeah, it was literally the storage area where all the dry goods were, and the freezers were the only place without cameras. So literally all the food is just right there. No one's gonna know the difference.
And it's Burger King. It's not like anyone's gonna care.
Yeah, right. Well, that Burger King no longer exists. So
I mean, most don't anymore because that company. Oh boy.
yeah, which is sad because I like Burger King way more than McDonald's. I don't like either of them particularly, but I would take Burger King over McDonald's any day. Any day.
I was always Team Wendy's.
I mean, yeah, Wendy's definitely comes out on top, but if we're just talking Burger King, McDonald's, it's definitely Burger King, 100%.
I think the last time I had Burger King was it was at a truck stop, like on the way home from Virginia, and it was the only place open. I was like, all right, I'll do Burger King, I guess.
Worst places you could go with. And I remember this one time at Cumberland Farms. Um, this was after because I met my wife at Cumberland Farms. It was us. Funny enough, I was actually her boss, one of them at least. Um, but I remember this one night where there was this older lady Donna that we worked with. If you ever went there, you probably saw her like in the mornings. And it was like in the middle of a snowstorm, much like the one we had last weekend, but it was like a heavy snowstorm, like heavy
Yep.
fall, it was like lots of wind. Like it was fucking crazy that day. Like very few people came in. And if they did, they were plowing, you know? And we were all bullshit for having to come in because we were like, yeah, we get it. Like gas stations need to be open because that's one of those like required places that always need to be open. But like we were just like fucking like we definitely didn't need that many people, you know?
Yeah.
And so like me, Cindy, and Donna were all up front, just like, you know, bitching and moaning about the whole situation. And then one of our regulars comes in and he was like he was a nice enough dude, but he was definitely an addict.
Yep.
You know the type. And he comes in and he like walks over to the coffee station to make his coffee. And he turns over and goes, "What, no iced coffee?" And like all three of us just start berating the dude all at once. He's just like, "Dude, it's fucking blizzard outside. What the fuck you doing drinking iced coffee anyway?" It's like, and he looked fucking like shocked. He was like, "Whoa!" Like, oh my god, it's one of those like formative like core memories for me working at companies with Cindy. Like I always think back to that one, especially on a day like today when it's snowing, and it's just I always laugh because he knew that we weren't like actually like pissed at him, but it was just like I don't know, it just worked in the moment, and the fact that Donna was joining in too and doing this thing was just hilarious.
Nice. Speaking of Cumberland Farms, did I ever tell you the story about the local Cumberland Farms near me?
No, I don't think so.
So back when I was still living at home, there was this was also during the night shift era.
Mm-hmm.
And I was heading home. This was during second shift, so I was getting home around like midnight, 1 in the morning ish.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to pee really bad. Like I should have waited before I left. It was one of those situations.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck it, I'll just stop at Cumberland Farms. Even though like my house was literally like maybe like 20 minutes up the road. It wasn't a huge deal, but I was like, fuck it. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I walk in and the store's empty except for the one person at the counter. I get to the back where the restroom was, door's locked, and I just hear this thumping and then moaning. And I'm just like,
Oh.
I was like, no. I'm like, I was like in the Cumberland Farms bathroom, really? I just like banged on the door. I was like, Cumberland Farms, really? And then I just walked away. And then like I get up to the counter and the lady just looks at me and goes, "They still at it?" And I'm just like, "You're aware of this, ma'am?
You could call the police, you know.
Could have told me before I wasted my fucking time."
Yeah, right. Oh my god.
I just left and drove home. I was like, what the fuck? Like, really?
Coming from somebody who used to clean Cumberland Farms bathrooms, that's fucking gross.
I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Like, I was like, at that point, just freaking pee in a bottle.
God, some of the shit that I've seen in the Burger King bathroom, that was rough.
Yeah, I can only imagine that. Yeah, that one always gets me because I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, it's 1 in the morning. God damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, and at my previous job, it was a plastics company up the street from where I work. You probably know it.
Yep.
And it was just like a regular thing. Like there was like a fire every day.
That's all.
And it was just business as usual. Like they put the fire out, and then they just have the machines back up, and we just keep working. It was pretty wild. And hey, only one of which I started. Just saying, only one of those fires was my fault. But like, man, I fucking that was like one of the worst summers of my life because it was. And of course, it was summer, and it's plastics manufacturing, so they can't use AC because that fucks with the temperature. You know, like when you're forming plastic, it needs to be like the right temperature ratio.
Yeah.
And so they couldn't use AC, and it was fucking like I remember my last week there before I went to my current job. It was like it was like a week of like sunny 100-degree weather outside. Inside, it was like 115, 120. It was fucking insanely hot. And God, like so many times that like that place is one of the most unsafe places I've seen in my life. It's like I've seen fucking people almost get sucked into like shredders, like because like the big like sheets of plastic, like they have essentially like wood chip machines
Yep.
that they like shred it up with, and these are like big fucking sheets of plastic, like real big. So you could be standing on that. Like I saw somebody, he was like halfway standing on it, and it just started zipping in, like fucking, it almost fucking sucked. Like, and it was like, and a lot of like the smaller ones, you feed it in the top. So like when I was the one who had to feed in the scrap into the shredders, it was really awkward because it's like it's flimsy plastic. It's not like hard plastic. So like you got to kind of push it down. And me being short, like I don't have any fucking leverage to get in there. So I had to like I was in like a very compromised position. Like if I got like any plastic wrapped around me, like I was going in. Like there's no getting around it. Like I did not like working there, and like the heat alone, like I had to like generally like I feel like every other day is a good routine for showering because like your body needs certain oils and stuff, and you can wash them off all the time. That's not good for you. I was showering every single day because I get out of work and I would sweat so much over the course of the day that I'd get out, I'd be out of the heat for a few minutes, and all the sweat would dry, and I would just be covered in salt.
Yeah.
The salt from my sweat would be all over me. It was disgusting. And fuck, man. And there was the one time a fucking forklift almost crushed me.
Was
Because like
OSHA a thing there? Or
I do not know, and they were not paying me enough for that shit. Because like, so the way it would work is we'd be on a machine and we'd make like X amount of like the plastic liners or whatever, and we'd have to load them up into a box, tape it up, put it on a pallet, and then eventually when the pallet was big enough, a forklift would come up, pick it up, take it away, and we put down a new pallet. Well, I don't know what the fuck whoever was driving it was doing because he fucking straight up like missed like getting the fork into the pallet.
yeah.
And the whole thing fucking tipped over on top of me. The only reason I wasn't crushed is because there was like a chair just in the right spot that like kept it all, pretty much kept me from being fucking squished by it. Like it was like really close.
Jesus Christ, that place sounds like a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Oh, I'm sure it's been sued many times. It was a rough one for sure.
I mean, we could say a lot about Richards, but I don't think Richards was ever that bad.
Well, I mean, I can only remember one, maybe two fires in like the 3+ years I was working there. And I think that was just like an oversight. Like that was just like a brief, like, oh, whoops.
One of those fires was fucking stupid. Like there was no reason for the fucking fire department getting called.
Yeah. Oh, that was I think you were on first shift at that point, right?
I was there for the one where it was like the fucking oil thing caught fire and like everyone like panicked and someone called the fire department. And it was literally the dumbest. Like I remember that one vividly because I was just like, I'm like, if a serious fire happened, we'd all be fucking dead because this place is a fucking close. Like one of our guys, I'm not gonna say his name, but he was in the bathroom like taking a shit, and like I think he just sat through it because he's like, I'm already here, so I'm just because we were like, where's that? Oh shit, whatever. We were like, where's this guy? And it was like, oh, I don't know. And then we're like, oh, he's in the bathroom. He never left.
Can't stop midway.
Well, there was a good point where they had already taken the thing outside, so we were still working, and then our boss was like, "Yeah, let's go head outside." And I'm like, "Okay." So we're all out in the parking lot, and by then everyone's like wandering off, and like the fucking fire marshal's like, "We need everyone fucking organized here, people."
Yeah. I remember, so like, this is like a quick little sidebar to explain something, like, because I got in trouble at one point at that job for spending too much time in the bathroom. And like part of that, like, it isn't like like, at a point, like I had to get spoken to about it, but like there was a reason for it. Like I had birth complications. I had like fucked up intestines.
Yeah.
So they had to cut me open day one, you know. So like I had some issues with that. So like it takes me a while to go to the bathroom. But like that bathroom was fucking legendary. Like there was one guy in particular who fucking ruined that bathroom daily.
Well, there was two people. One we knew. We never found out who the second person was.
Well, I'm not going to say his actual name, but me and my wife,
because he was a very nice gentleman.
Just he was one of the nicest fucking dudes you'd ever met. But holy shit, dude, you do not want to be in the stall next to him. Yeah. But like my wife and I would jokingly call him the shitter. He'd be like, "Oh, the shitter's that again."
Well, he also famously, because he always wore like those long-tailed like dress shirts, and
yeah,
he forgot to make sure it wasn't in the bowl one time.
Oh god,
and I'll never remember that story.
Yeah,
because I came in that night and one of our coworkers literally comes in. He's like, "Hey, guess what? So and so just shit his pants," and I'm just like, and I was literally like, we know the coworker. I won't say his last name, but his name was Jeff. Literally, we walk in, and I'm just like, "Jeff, I've been here for 3 fucking seconds. I'm not ready for this shit right now."
That reminds me of fucking like I remember. Yeah, it's funny how a lot of our stories involve Jeff when it comes to that place.
Jeff was a great guy, but my God, he was insane. Sometimes I swear.
Yeah, he would just straight up like leave in the middle of the night shift. And just go to the dispensary down the street. Like, he'd be gone for like 2 hours because he had to walk.
I went to Walmart one night and just left. It's like night shift. No one gave a fuck. Machines were running. Yeah. There was cameras outside too. They saw me leave and they didn't say a word. So as far as I'm concerned,
that's fucking bullshit, man. I got yelled at for going to Dunkies on break.
Yeah, they went through a weird cycle there where they cared. But night shift, I guess because like they couldn't replace us on night shift, they just kind of let it go.
I guess. I don't know. It's weird.
They also the shop manager really liked me for some reason. So I got away with a lot of shit.
That's fair. What, the original one or the one that was there when we left?
No, the lady before
okay, the one who hired me, yeah.
She was nice.
I think she had people spying on me.
Yeah,
because like I don't remember his name, but you remember the dude who I was like I didn't like him because and it was like for the dumbest shit too, because it was just like a simple thing like I try to be like a little more outgoing than my instincts tell me to be. So like, you know, I'd say, "Oh, good morning," you know, like, you know, say hi to everybody like as I'm walking through. Like I don't know anybody like super personally, but like, you know, I try to be friendly and nice or whatever. And this dude would just straight up ignore me every time I'd say good morning or like, "Hey, how you doing?" You know, like just straight up ignore me every time. Like he's fucking better than me. Like fucking piece of shit.
There were some people there that were a little hoity-toity.
But like, I'm pretty sure when he first came on, he was spying on me for the boss, because there was points where like I get called into her office and she'd be like, "Oh, your numbers are looking kind of low and this and that." I'm like, she's like, "Oh, like you know, people have noted you spending a lot of time on a single part and this and that." Like, well, maybe if they weren't fucking like goddamn spindles, maybe if they weren't like DNA strands, because for context, I was in the straightening department. I was one of the people who took the bendy rods and made them straight rods.
Yes.
And some of them were really fucking out of whack, and it took time to get them there, and like especially like the thicker ones, because you like, and you got to be careful too, because you know you put too much force and that thing will just snap. And the way that shit was set up, like you could get one of those fuckers in your eye real quick, you know. But nobody wore safety glasses there. Nobody cared.
Yeah, I noticed.
But no, it's just God, that. And you know, as much as I say, like, because once the other guy took over, I mean, things started going really well for me because he was my wife's uncle.
I was pretty on good terms with both of them. Like, she really liked me for whatever reason. Like, she's part of how I got onto day shift. It was also like one of her last decisions, because I thought I was just like, "Look, I've been here 5 years. I just want to get on days. Can you make something work?" And she was like, yeah, we like you. We'll figure it out. I was like, okay. Thanks.
Um, but yeah, like once my wife's uncle took over, I started a lot more stuff kind of started getting overlooked, you know. And well, let's just say if that company hadn't gone ass over tea kettle, I'd probably be making a hell of a lot more than I am now because he was giving me a lot more raises than I probably should have been getting.
Yeah, yeah, especially because I got like 20 cents for my last raise there, and I was like, really? Uh,
The last year I had there, I think I over that like 12-month period, I got like $3 raises.
it must have been nice because I got literally nothing for 2 years, and I got like 12 cents. I was like, cool,
Yay!
thanks, thanks.
Yeah.
That's why when I got that offer, when I got furloughed, I was kind of like, I really want to come back.
Well, that's why we won't name names, but a certain someone in that company also got some very preferential treatment.
I mean, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
And he's a really nice guy, so I'm not
Oh,
gonna.
super is, yeah.
I'm not gonna
100%.
throw any shade there.
No, no, I
I
get
saw
it.
how things
I
were
talked to him all
going.
the time. He was cool. You know, he's a good
Yeah,
dude.
I saw how
But
things were going there, and I was just like, I get it. I get it.
I do think that remember the Christmas party that we had at New Tokyo, the hibachi.
Oh, that was a fucking that party was a fucking disaster in the best way possible.
Well, I mean, I think it's really fucking suspect that the boss and his son won 2 out of the 3 raffles. I think that's really fucking sus.
Yeah, I won't throw any shade there. Granted, if I had won one of those, I probably wouldn't have recognized because I was fucking shit faced that party. But
Fair.
because I had been so that party was I was still on third shift. I didn't go to sleep. I just went home and then went to the party. So I had been awake for over 24 hours by that point. Was basically strung up on coffee, and then the second I got to that party, they were like, "Oh, you get 2 free mixed drinks," and I'm like, "Okay." So I had 2 gin and tonics right at the start, and oh no. And then we went to an after party after, and I got even more wasted.
Oh, this was hibachi, and we were all adults. So they were probably doing the sake thing too. So you probably got a couple shots of sake in there too.
For all I know, I was just like, "Ooh, free drink, yes, please."
Yeah, right. Oh god.
Got like celery thrown at me. It just fucking bounced off my face. I was like, "Did I get it?" They were like, "Okay, this guy's a little far gone."
And then the after party where our HR person, I'm pretty sure definitely broke a rule or two because she told my then fiance, my now wife, that she was my beneficiary on my life insurance. I don't think you're supposed to do that.
No, probably not. Probably not.
And I had a really good life insurance package at the time. It was like a lot. Like she'd been walking away with 6 figures if I died on the job.
God, those parties were so. That party was so chaotic because we had just kind of taken over that bar, even though we didn't really have a table. We just kind of, this is our area now.
Yeah, everyone just kind of floated around. There were a lot of pictures being thrown around.
Yeah, that one engineer from Texas that showed up, the one that I could never tell whether he was a nice guy or an asshole. He really like it could have gone either way at times.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I get that.
Where he was like flirting. He was married, but he was like flirting with like one of our other coworkers' daughter the entire night.
Mm-hmm.
And then he bought us a round of drinks, and then he started yelling at me about some of the night shift guys. I'm like, dude, I don't fucking care. Like, fuck are you yelling at me for? I'm not even the fucking night shift supervisor. Like really? What am I gonna do about it?
For real.
Speaking of those guys were a riot. The 2 guys on night shift.
Don't think I knew them.
Did you ever meet Big Rick? Really big guy, straightening department. He got screwed over by another guy.
No, I think he was gone by the time I came in.
Either that or it
Or
was like,
maybe I replaced him. I don't know.
well, he was on third shift.
Oh, I didn't know was there a third shift straightening guy when I was there.
We had a couple. Yeah, because there was that one guy that lived like up the street. I think your wife actually knew him.
Hmm.
I think he gave you rides a few times.
Yes, yes.
There was him, and then there was a big Rick who was like this really. He was like the definition of like a gentle giant, like
Hmm.
super nice guy, but he was very paranoid. Like, he's the guy that in the break room he set his sandwich on fire.
Oh, okay.
You remember if you remember that guy um, at all? But this guy was like the nicest dude ever. Like he would like literally bend over backwards to like help you out. Because I had
Hmm.
one night where pretty much everybody called out, and I'm like, I really needed someone there to open up, and he's like, I'll be there right on time, buddy. And I'm like, okay, Rick, thanks. And he literally showed up just on time. He's like sprinting into the building. He's like, did I make it on time? I'm like, buddy. He's like, I just power barfed in the parking lot 3 times, but I'm here. I'm like, are you okay? Are you okay, sir? They used
Oh,
to
jeez.
walk. They used to walk to companies like up the street. I'm like, guys, you can take your car. Like you don't have to walk.
I mean, it was a short walk.
Well, no, they thought if they took their cars, they'd get fired. I'm like, no, no, you guys can drive. It's okay.
I mean, either way, they're gonna see you leave. So,
Yeah.
um,
Fucking someone's jar of milk exploded in the fridge, and he was so like worried that he would get fired for it. I'm like, dude, relax. And then he got fired by the dumbest bullshit, and I was like, are you kidding me? Poor guy.
yeah, especially with how much shit you could get away with there.
Nah, someone had it out for him, and they like basically went out of their way to fire him.
Hmm. Um, you remember that one fucking dude who I don't know what his issue was that he always brought in fucking like shellfish for lunch every single day, and he'd always go in there like 10 minutes before break to cook it in
Oh
a
yeah,
toaster. So the room always smelled like fish every fucking day.
one of our supervisors. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
he did that all right. He sure did. You
that was
know,
so irritating.
well, he used to do that in the front office, and then they banned him from there, so he'd do it in ours. So I'm like, just get your own microwave. You had your own office.
Yeah.
Giant moose head on the wall. Like that guy was.
Oh yeah.
That guy was interesting.
I didn't I didn't like eating in the break room. I still don't like eating in break rooms.
Yeah, if I didn't have, well, my current job, we all have our own desks, so that's just where we can go. But
Hmm.
yeah, that break room was interesting.
Yeah.
I did love the gossip though. The gossip was hilarious.
Yeah. Well, I remember there was one time it was it was it was shortly after this older Asian gentleman had started working there. And I remember one of the older dudes who's been working there for a while asked him when he was bringing in egg rolls, and I thought he was just being ignorant, but it turns out he actually does know how to make egg rolls, and he brought some in.
If it's the guy I think of, I think it was he had been there in and out a few times,
Okay.
so it was I think they knew him personally. But yeah, that sounds about right.
Out of context, I was just like, that doesn't seem like it's okay. Like,
There was a lot of one-off employees there too. Like, do you remember like all the one and dones that would come through?
we got a lot of them in straightening, that's for sure.
Do you remember the guy that like had like the odor problem?
Um,
He was like the bigger dude with the
particularly.
he had the really long ponytail.
Oh yes, yes.
I think they called him Sour Mike. I think that was the name
Sounds about right.
because he would. This guy like had an odor, and it wasn't like one of those like just like it wasn't even like a convention odor. Like this was like one of those like it was so bad it would clear out a room.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he's the only person in that company's history that the HR lady had to go and tell him to go home because he smelled bad. Like that must have been a conversation.
I can only imagine too with her.
Yeah, I always remember that guy though because he was just strange. Like I think the theory was he was trying to get like a check, like he was trying to like fake an injury and get a check
Mm-hmm.
because he fell on the floor that one time and like the fake fall and like it was like no one gave a shit.
Like, I don't know why you mentioned to Sour Mike, and like it reminded me like when I worked at my previous job, the plastics place. There was this one old dude who worked there, and like he had like a reputation because he would wear like the same fucking shirt every single day for the whole week, and it was just like, I mean, I told you like how fucking hot it was in there,
Yeah.
and he would wear literally the same shirt the whole week through, and it was fucking nasty.
Yeah, if you're getting like soaking wet, there's a that's a you got to change shirts.
Yeah,
If it's like the winter, you can probably get away with it like once or twice, but like I know like with jeans, like you can get away with wearing a pair of jeans an entire week.
yeah.
But yeah, if it's that hot, no. No, no, no.
Yeah, no, because generally I'm like okay with like I could wear the same t-shirt 2 days in a row. After that, I'll switch. But like, because I don't sweat a lot, you know, unless it's like outrageously hot, I don't sweat a lot. Um, and like I don't have like a ton of body odor either, so like I could usually get away with wearing the same shirt 2 days in a row,
Yep.
and like you know anything to put off laundry, right? But
Yep.
like when I worked there, I was showering every day. I was changing my clothes every day. Like there was no question. Like it was that was not the place to be fucking around with laundry like that.
Yeah. No, I can picture that. Trying to think of some of the other weird like one-offs. Like we had that one dude in like because the quality and packaging room had a lot of people come through like very quick.
Yeah, they stuck me there the last like 2 weeks or so of my employment there. They wanted to try and give me a little bit more time.
Yeah, they tried
By the time
stretching it out.
straightening it dried up, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll throw you in there for a little while."
And then that dried up, and then they started cutting people.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because I knew
And
once
I still to this day, like I'll never forget the card situation.
uh-huh.
It's
Yes,
so funny, dude.
yes, I
I was
have this
thinking
on fucking standby.
every now and then that comes up, and my wife, my wife was so much more mad about it than I was.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole
I don't remember if we've mentioned the story on the podcast before, but just for clarity's sake, I'll say it now. So I worked there for over 3 years for sure, and it had been like a thing the entire time that I worked there. Anytime somebody was leaving or retiring or whatever, the HR person would always walk around with a card. Everybody would sign it, and then they'd get the card at the end of the day or whatever. So my last day comes because when they were doing all the layoffs, like they would post like who's getting laid off like the day of.
yeah.
It'd be like on the fucking bulletin board. It'd just be like, yeah, these 4 people are getting laid off today. And I saw my name on there. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, you know, I knew this was coming. Whatever. And fucking Doreen. Oh, I said her name. Oh well. She comes up with the card, and it's just her name. Because apparently somebody had forgotten to pass the card around, and there's like a $5 Dunkies card in there.
You got a donkey's card. I didn't get that. So
And I think she just did that because she felt bad. But,
probably.
and then like was it like a week or two later when you left or however long it was, you would come over to hang out, and you had pulled out your card. And you were just like, oh yeah, I got this here, and I was looking at it, and Cindy just goes, what the fuck is that? And you went, you snapped it shut super quick. And she was like, bullshit. Because every motherfucker who worked there had signed their name with that card.
For the most part, there was a few names notably not there, but
Well, you know, one or two people might have been in the bathroom or something, but it was like very clear, like if there was somebody who needed to sign there, they'd have to like struggle to fit it in. Like it was pretty well signed up. And yeah, my wife was not happy about that.
for the context for the video people. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a space right there that's just empty
Okay.
for some reason.
But yeah, it was yeah, it was so funny. She was
Yeah,
so upset about, way more upset than I was. I was mildly annoyed. She was like pissed.
I was amazed I got a card because I like didn't even get let go. I kind of left because I was supposed to come back.
Well, as I was saying, like everybody else, like even like before it was like a very clear, like we're laying like 90% of people off. Like even before then, like anytime somebody was like, "Oh, I'm quitting to go to another job," or "I'm retiring," or "I'm going on a sabbatical," like there was always a card that got passed around. I remember like every single time I was like, "All right, write it in, whatever, pass it along." And I got the card. And I'm like, "Huh, this looks very bare."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
That was
funny.
the way that all went down was so questionable, especially when we find out what happened after.
Yeah.
Like that was bad. But
Yeah, for context, apparently the company had put all their eggs, like 95% of their eggs, into a single basket.
mhm.
By which I mean a single contract. And we pulled the short straw when they were trying to cut costs. So we lost that contract, and that pretty much fucked the entire site and
Yeah,
everybody in it. I remember the day that they announced that they were like, "Hey, when the work dries up in a year, your chances are you're getting let go," like to everybody there. And I remember when Jeff, came strolling up as he does on, to go up on second shift. And I told him we had lost that contract, and he was like, "What?" Like he was like, "Oh fuck," like that's not good because everybody knew like it was that one contract that was like everything.
you know what's crazy about Jeff? Like to this day, though, he was one of the people that had been there long enough, despite the drama with him. He had been there long enough. They were gonna train him in like another department. They were gonna like keep him on, and he just like lost his shit and quit. And like, I was like, Jeff, calm down, buddy. It's okay. And he's like, fuck this shit. Fuck. I want my money. I'm like, okay, buddy.
Yeah.
You do you. I tried.
I mean, they offered a pretty solid severance considering the circumstances. So,
Yeah, I'm
I
surprised
mean,
I
it was,
got it because I technically left. I didn't get let go.
yeah. Well, I already said her name, so I'll just say it. Doreen liked to pull strings for the employees. So,
Oh, she had favorites. She definitely did. I know because I was one of them.
hmm.
I
um,
mean, yeah, that was crazy. Did I ever mention the story? Have I told the story about the moth massacre?
I don't think so.
So one of the night shift when I was on third, there was one summer where it was like brutally hot, like the entire, like, even like the middle of the night, it was like 80 to 90 degrees out,
Hmm.
and it was so hot that we actually had all like the garage doors open in the building because it was just so bad, fucking hot. Like we couldn't,
Yeah.
we needed something. That was also one of the years when like the gypsy moths were like really bad, like
Hmm.
really really bad. So they were just flying all in that back like stockroom area,
Hmm.
and that back stockroom was so like hazardous, like for like anything that wasn't a human, like the chemicals everywhere and stuff. That like
I believe
they'd fly in there for like 1 minute and then just drop.
it.
So I go out there because I have to get some stock, and there is just moth corpses, like all along the floor, like
Jesus.
thousands of them. And I'm just like, what the fuck? So I'm like, I go and get my machines restocked and everything, and I'm like keeping them going. And I come out there with a fucking push broom. I'm just fucking sweeping moth corpses out of the back room. And one of our coworkers, Alex, just walks in. He's like, "What the fuck's you doing?" I'm like, look at this shit. Look at this. Like, like, what do we do with this? And he's just like, fucking man, like shit. And then he just like leaves as I'm sweeping up moth corpses. Um, yeah, he was a good guy too. I remember like we came in one night and he's like, "See the fucking pterodactyl on the side of the building?" I'm like, "What?" I go outside. There's a moth like the size of my head on the side of the building. I'm like, what the fuck is that thing doing here?
See, he was the guy who always brought in a switch, right?
Yeah, he did that. He was the one that
Yeah.
had this fart spray for a while and was
Oh, yeah.
terrorizing us with that. Um, did I tell you about the one time me and him flooded that back stock room?
No.
So there was a giant parts washer back there, and we didn't know how to use it, so we kind of just guessed. and we end up flooding the room with suds.
Hmm.
Then
Classic.
we spent a good 2 hours cleaning that shit up. Like, that was funny.
Classic. Oh,
Oh, man.
I remember. It's not technically like a work story, but it's work related because it was one of the few times when I worked a couple of farms where I had done a closing shift, and because I was generally an opener. I would come in at 6 a.m., which was not fun, but yeah. So it was one of the few times when I closed, and like I was walking home, and fucking this is like right after Pokemon Go had come out. So he's like, all right, I'm walking home. I'm gonna pass some Pokestops on the way. Shit'll pop up every now and then. So I had my Pokemon Go open. I was walking down the road, and there's a breakfast place on the way, and I saw like the shadow or whatever, like the silhouette that it would show if you hadn't caught it yet, of like a victory bell or something. It was like something that I hadn't gotten yet. It was like a fully evolved, like really good one. And I was like, ooh, I gotta find this. And this is like 12:30 at night, possibly later. And I start walking like behind the breakfast place, and blues just start going. He's like, oh fuck! This fucking cop comes over to me, and he's like, "What are you doing back here?" I'm like, I show him my phone. I'm like, catch a Pokemon on my way home from work, and he's just like, "Oh, we've been having all these break-ins over here, so just fuck off, go home."
Yeah, he's like fucking again with this shit. Go home.
I'm sure he was probably bullshit at that point too, but I'm sure there were other occasions like this.
Yeah.
Especially those early days when like everyone was playing Pokemon Go, like people finding dead bodies and fucking people like setting up lures so that people would come to a certain spot and then they get mugged. Like there's fucking crazy shit going on in Pokemon Go.
We had a Pokemon Go player in the Richards parking lot one night. It was like this high school girl, and I was like, you have to go home. You can't be here. Like, why are you
Go away.
why are you out this late at night? Like, there's so many things that I like we don't want to deal with this. Please go home.
Yeah, that was not a good area to be wandering around at night.
No, and I'm like, this is private property. Like, you can't be here. Yeah, that was a weird night. That was also like a few weeks later. Jeff had his phone up on the ceiling fan in slow rotation.
Yeah,
getting eggs for Pokemon Go, and I was like, okay, Jeff, you do you.
classic.
Oh, there was another Dunkin' Donuts story. Like this wasn't even like bad. This was just sad. I remember I was like standing in line behind these like teenagers. I have no idea how old they were, but they were talking about Pokemon, and one of them mentioned Pokemon Go, and one of them in the line just goes, "Oh yeah, Pokemon Go. That game looks like it'd be fun, but I can't play that because that would require me to go outside." And I was just like, I didn't know what to say. I was just like,
well, that was always the funniest thing too. Is like I'd hear fucking like when it was like really big, and I'd be talking to some people, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, like I got this way to like jerry rig the game so that I don't have to go anywhere to play it." This and that. I'm like, you realize that there are games where there are Pokemon games where you don't have to move to play them. They're called the regular fucking Pokemon games. Like, just play those if you don't want to go out. Like, it beats the whole purpose of the game.
yeah.
Which, by the way, the newest at the time of recording GNC episode that came out. Fuck off! That ORAS is 14 years old. That's bullshit, or whatever, 12 years old. I can't even believe that.
Yeah.
That means people who were just starting first grade when that game came out are graduating.
Sure are.
That's fucked, dude. Fuck that game. The fact that game came out after I graduated and it was an adult doing adult things, and it's 12, 13 years old. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, that's fucked. That's
X and Y came out after we were pretty much adults, so
it's fucked, man. I can't even believe that shit.
Yeah, no, that game's old. Game's old. We're old. Fuck.
Yep.
There's people that I work with that were born after 9/11, and I'm always like, this is so I don't like it.
Yeah. It's always funny too when you see like a video or whatever. People be like, "Oh, how old does somebody have to? What year does somebody have to be born for them to be considered old?" And be like, "Oh, you're 1900s." fuck off, bitch. Like,
yeah, yeah. It's pretty bad when they show like the '90s in media now, and they're like, "Oh, look at that those ancient people." I'm like, just sitting there going like, "Ugh."
I'm just sitting there like my back hurts.
Yeah, I wake up and my head is just pounding because that's life now.
Yeah, my head's pounding when I wake up because I had 2 beers the night before. Like, fuck
Yeah,
me.
literally two fucking. No shit. I had like 2 seltzers last night. I fell asleep on the couch, and then I woke up this morning and I'm fucking head's just pounding. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is
Dude,
life.
the day that I had yesterday, I probably should have brought this up in the fucking preamble, but so yesterday we have an annual thing in my family. We call it Second Christmas, where we usually do it towards the end of January because, everybody's so spread out over the state that like people can't all get together on Christmas Day. So we always do like a separate day, a month later or so, and we'll do like a gathering for Christmas. And so like everything was great. We're all having a great time. Fucking Frankie's playing with her cousins in the other room. Like, it was it was like the first fucking occasion since she was born that like she was just off doing her own thing with other kids, and I didn't have to fucking worry about what she was doing. Strangely, that's the first time it's ever happened. We're having a good time. We were having drinks. We were eating fucking pasta and soup and whatever the fuck else. And at one point, I was like, I should probably go over and throw a little log on the fire, make sure it's good. I'm over there, I'm tending the fire, and I hear something. It's like not like a smash, but like it sounded like somebody threw something at the house. I was like, oh, that was fucking weird. And like after a second, I look up and I see out the window there's all these cars stopped in front of my house. Like, what the fuck is going on out there? I go out there. My uncle got hit by a car.
Oh.
The uncle that just lost a leg last year.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like a serious, like he got clipped, like it definitely rattled him. Like he didn't hit his head or anything. Like he was okay. He's okay. Like he didn't have to go to the hospital or nothing. Like he's still at home and everything. But like, you can't be fucking kidding me. And it just like goes to show, like, we've talked about, I mean, anyone who's been listening consistently to this show, I'm sure you can guess how fast people go down this fucking road.
Yeah, and it's not like
a fucking rotary right there because people use it to speed up.
Yep, and
it was just at that right time of day where the glare, like the sun was coming down, the glare was just perfect, and she was going way too fucking fast. And he's got one fucking leg. He's not going very fast across the street, but he was in the middle of the road walking across. Fucking clipped him, and it was hard enough. It wasn't like, she didn't like fucking break him, but it was hard enough for her side view mirror to fly off and hit her house. That was what I heard.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it wasn't her fault, as she probably did. She try to claim that, or
no? She was super distraught, and I was actually kind of pissed off about that because I really wanted it to be an asshole, so we could call up Top Dog Law and fucking. Except we've been hearing that commercial for like 2 years, and we were like, yeah, maybe I could call that Top Dog Law, and I was really upset that she was actually kind of a nice person. It's like, fuck, like, why couldn't it have been an asshole?
What is this? Someone taking responsibility?
Like she even said, like she was even like, I would understand, if he wanted to press charges, that's 100% his right, and like she was like fucking like. Yeah, I don't think she'll be driving for a while. I think she was like that shaken up by it, but
okay, I kind of feel that, like just a little.
Yeah, same. And that's what makes me so fucking mad about it. It's like I really wanted to just fucking unload on this bitch, but she had to go and be like a fucking nice person that actually felt like really guilty about it. Like, god damn it.
Yeah, at least it's moments like that where there is still some hope in this.
Yeah.
Fucked up planet.
Still driving way too fucking fast with low visibility.
Yeah. Especially on that road, because it's literally like you're like right on the edge too. You're not even like farther down. Like, why are you going
like literally fast? For context, our backyard, or our side yard, I should say, is where the rotary starts. Like that rotary, like I could fucking stand at the edge of my property and throw a rock at the island in the middle of the rotary and hit it every time. Yeah. That's how close it is. It's a small rotary. It's right there. Like a quarter of the rotary itself is bordering my yard. That's how close we are. So like, she had to have been fucking zooming around there.
Probably.
Fucking
Jeez.
wild, dude. Fucking wild. Like we can. I swear to God, we're cursed. I swear. It's just fucking with the trees, and then him losing the leg last year, and then this. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
And we've been saying shit like my grandmother, who lives across the street from us, has talked to the police so many times trying to get something done about this because people are way too fast. She said, we could have a cop that just sits in the yard or in the driveway there. We need to put in speed bumps or even just get rid of the rotary and have a fucking stoplight like a normal fucking street. Like putting the rotary there was a terrible fucking mistake. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking when they did that.
My mom works around there. You know what the reason was?
What?
Money. It was cheaper to put a rotary than it was to put lights.
They could have just kept it the way it was then. Because it was, with the blinking yellow light would have been just fine. Would have been better than the rotary.
Yep, but nope. At this point, just put speed bumps in. Put speed bumps in.
That's what we think is probably the best choice. But Jesus Christ!
At that point, it's probably too expensive to get rid of it. So just if you're gonna have to pay money, just put the fucking speed bumps in.
Yeah.
It's fucked up that like that's one of those things where they won't do fucking anything until somebody gets killed.
There's been so many fucking accidents since we moved in. We have people fucking go straight over the island in the middle of the rotary. We have people hit the fucking signs. There's one of our neighbors that has like this rock that he put in front of a telephone pole because that's where a transformer is, and people are hitting it all the time. Like this shit happens a lot.
Yeah.
We've fucking somebody who got fucking thrown from their motorcycle and went over the rotary. Like so many instances of this shit, and nobody's doing a single fucking thing about it.
And the worst part is too, that's not even a complicated like roundabout. It's like one lane.
Yeah. Like, it's the smallest little. It's so small and simple that it didn't even make sense for it to be there.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, that was how the day went yesterday.
Yeah, it just makes me and Alex's like fixing Alex's couch like story not even that interesting in all honesty.
It's like, dude, I swear to God, like every like few months I'll come up and be like, well, some shit happened today.
Yeah, that's New England for you. This place is wacky.
Yeah, for sure.
But
you think like we live in like rich people's town too. Like you think they'd do something. They have the money.
Yeah, but they don't want to spend it. They want to remain rich people town.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've gone almost 2 hours. I think we got more out of this than I expected, honestly.
Same, honestly.
Yeah, I think now is a good enough time. Once again, everybody, thanks for joining us on Geek Addicts. You can find Geek Addicts on all the major podcasting platforms, and be sure to check us out over on the Superpod Network, superpodnetwork.com. Awesome site where you can find all sorts of different videos, blogs. That's a new one.
Blogs.
Podcasts, blogs, all the fun stuff over there. But anyways, guys, once again, thank you for joining us, and we will see you all later.
Have a good one.